Hello, Patricia O'Connor here. I decided to wait a little while until I had something to show you before I did my next video. So it's been a couple of weeks. I moved the bird feeder to the corner, and they finally found it. And now they're starting to show up again. My little cypress tree, I put a square bonsai pot, a little wire on it. And it is looking pretty nice, as is my John Redwood. It got a little wilty looking when our temperatures got to 100 degrees earlier this week, but about 2 days later it looked exactly the same as it did before, so I think we got away with that. My trident maple is looking good and seems to be doing well. The way I got around it getting through the heat is it wasn't in direct sun for most of the day, and I hold back on the watering and just give it a drink in the morning so that I can water it more midday and then again late day, so it gets its roots cooled, and that ends up being like the same amount of water, just broke down over the course of the day. This is the white wisteria that I thought that I had killed with whiteflies, and it is about to bust out with flowers and new growth, and I'm finally going to see whether or not it is in fact a white wisteria. That'll be fun. My little maple forest is looking good, and I'm starting to see some of the shape that I'm got a little bit of material to work with, so I'm starting to prune into a shape into it. It's almost there, not quite yet. But this is what I was kind of waiting to see some results before I did my next review, my next video. These are the 3 bald cypress trees that I put in the planter, and as some of you know, I transplanted these guys a little late in the game. One of them didn't look to be too good in the planter that it was in, and really that planter was coming apart, so something had to happen there. And one of them was in too small of a planter. It was just basically in what it was shipped in and needed to come out of that could have been a slit pot. And then the other one probably could have gone a while, but they were all 3 going to go together, so I took a chance and they all 3 went together. I was really careful with the root balls and everything, and just kind of laced them in there and then filled good clean soil, bonsai soil around them. And I was really careful, but I was really careful because I was also really nervous. And as you can see, this one, the one all the way to the right, this was the one that got lost in shipping, and by the time it got to me, it had been completely defoliated by heat and dark and everything else that being in a box with 3 extra weeks would do to it. And as you can see, it's coming out pretty lush. It's really starting to come on, even this late in the game. The center one just looked to be a little deficient in vitamin-wise, and also was in a pot that was coming apart in the seams and was basically in an adobe brick of old akadama. So it has responded with, it's gotten greener, and it's got a lot of new growth on it, and it is happy. And you may remember these were that shoot that I'm kind of pointing at there. That wasn't but maybe a 1/4 of an inch long when I first pointed to that and said I wanted that hopefully to do something. So it's really happy. And then this third one of the 3, it was the replacement that got sent when the first one didn't show up. And then when it did show up, we made a deal that made everybody happy, and I ended up with an extra cool tree. That's what led to this being, to my way of thinking, a pretty big deal cypress tree grouping. And as far as it's concerned, none of this ever happened. It's just continuing to grow just like it was when I got it. it's got, as far as new growth here, new growth here, new growth here, new growth here, but everything else is just growing more. And that's what's going on with those guys. I think I can go, yeah, I'm feeling like I got away with that. And from now on, they're going to live right here. And for the next, several years, they're going to be in this pot, in that soil, in that spot, and being cared for by me. And I think I couldn't be happier. Now, you may remember my Cork Bark Oak log. It is way overdue I bought it when it was overdue for a repot. And I bought it like a month or two past the time for repotting, knowing that I would have 10 months to look at it needing a repot without anything to do. So all I've done with this guy was cut back the dead growth on it, and it was just kind of I nicknamed it log for a reason, but you can see now it's starting to show some sort of a little bit of shape. I've got a little bit more of that, and we'll call that ramification. So it's doing good, and I'm really, really pleased with it. And then the little oak next to it never missed a lick. It's happy. So that's what's going on there. And there's my Chinese Wisteria. I got that guy looking just exactly like you see it there, and I put it in that pot, and it has just been that pretty from moment one. That was kind of like a 5-minute meal, but it will give dividends from now on. I just love it. So yeah, that's a little catch up on my guys and my bonsai balcony. So thanks for watching and liking stuff.